All right. Again, welcome everybody. This is the STEM Science Unit's uh, quarterly science webinar series for you, where we are talking about anything that you need to know from what we've learned from the statewide, national levels, et cetera, et cetera. So again, I'm Anthony Kwan. I'm your host, and again, this is the STEM Science Unit from LA County Office of Education. Joining me on this is my partner in crime, Christy Pierce. Want to say hi?
Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. We are so glad you're here.
All right, you've got the bit.ly link in the in the chat box for you, but you can also see it on screen. Lots of things in there for you today. As of today, we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it. As far as CAST dashboard updates, what is it that you need to know about this currently before we actually start giving you more information? So feel free to put it in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question. What's going on in the world of CAST? And now that you know that we have a science dashboard, what's been brewing? What has been popping up? What has your teachers, administrators, etc., saying to you about the dashboard for science? Take a moment here to kind of pause and wait to see what you have to say. Feel free again, use the chat box. Let us know what you're hearing, what concerns you have, what obstacles you're starting to see. If not, feel free to unmute yourself and let us know again what is going on. Surprisingly, nothing. Oh, that is surprising, Marie. When do scores count for eighth grade this year or next? Good question. So right now, as we have the dashboard, so do the eighth scores count? We'll tell you in just a moment. Tell you in just a moment. Thanks for that question, Nikki. All right. We'll go ahead and prolong. Well, we won't prolong this any longer. So, what will happen now that we're in year one? What's going to happen in year two? You can see it right there, right now. We have no idea. We're still not sure. But here are some things that we have heard. So, possibility. The possibility in year two next year is that the CAST science dashboard will trigger another item for your district to be identified for differentiated assistance. So if you don't know what differentiated assistance is, that means that you probably aren't under differentiated assistance or you're not aware. So differentiated assistance pretty much basically meaning that your district, your schools have not met certain targets, either in subject content. So right now it's been ELA and mathematics. This year we have the dashboard, but isn't quite part of the trigger for differentiated systems, but we also have things like college career readiness indicators, grad rate, excessive absenteeism, things of that nature. Other things that we know that will probably happen in year two is that there will be an emphasis for science, but not necessarily in the good way. And when we say, and what I say that, it's pretty much we know that again, districts and the administrators, either the powers that be, are going to put an emphasis in science, which means you have to teach science but not necessarily in the good way, in the sense that you need to teach science, but we don't know what it means to actually teach science. Christy, before I go into any further about that one, is there anything you want to add into that one, that emphasis for science, but not in a good way?
No, we just really hope that the science that will actually be done in classrooms is meaningful and not just a kind of, oh, we got to hurry up and try to squeeze things in. So,
Yeah, the other thing is that we do not want to see the upper elementaries being the lone rangers for teaching the science at the elementary. Neither do we want to see just science being taught at the middle and high school. We want high quality science instruction taking place. And if we don't know what high quality science instruction is, you don't know what high quality science instruction is, then that's probably not going to be a good thing, especially again, if the dashboard continues to evolve for the science. So again, we won't know. We do know that the State Board of Ed will be working on this. There's going to be two more meetings at the state board level before any decisions are made. So we will probably know something probably by the end of summer, if not early fall. So keep on the lookout. And again, if you have any questions, let us know. But as far as the scores for the fifth grade, eighth grade, the high school, will it count? Good question. Good question. We'll know as soon as you know, or you'll know as soon as we know, as the way it goes. But we're also, again, watching everything very intently. California Association for Science Educators are definitely going to be watching this very carefully. They will be attending every single state board of education meeting. Here at the county offices, we are in constant contact with the California Department of Education, as well as the other county offices up and down the state of California. So once we figure things out, we will let you know what's going on. But right now, we're still not sure, other than the dashboard will count at some point, which means that the scores will affect everything, but we just don't know how yet. So as far as the science dashboard, all the information that's going on, we do want to make sure that you share this information with your administrators. If you have TOSAs, you can also share this with them. But we do have this California Administrator Science Support Network meeting going on at the statewide level. We just finished the January meeting with on systemic inclusion science, where we had a panel from three different school districts, two actually at the district level, one at a high school level, and pretty much our panelists talked about how they were able to implement science education or science implementation at a K-12, K-8 high school level successfully. They also talked about all the barriers that they came up with, as well as all the successes. So coming up in March, we'll be talking about integration opportunities, and then in April, how to build a leadership team to strengthen your implementation of science at the K-12 level. So it's not too late to join up. Again, this is for your administrators. Again, we want to make sure that there's an opportunity for them to connect and ask questions. And should they have any questions, they can contact Anna Barberende, who is the point of contact for this. And it is free of charge for them, free of charge for your administrators, both at the site level, district level. And again, TOSAs can also attend this one as well. Okay. All right. Again, feel free to use the chat box if you have any questions as things come up. So right now, we definitely want to make sure you understand what's going on with AB 285. You may have heard about this one. So AB 285 is about the climate change instruction or the instruction materials. So the information that you're seeing comes from a Creek State convening that just took place last week. If you have any additional questions, you can reach out to me, but you can also reach out to Katie Beck over at the Orange County Department of Education, or Amity Sandage over at Santa Cruz County Office. So as you can see here in front of you, the purpose is to increase the understanding support of new California climate change instruction, and that is pretty much the law. So you can get the brief overview of AB 285 at that particular link, but right now I'm going to go over these 4 questions. What is the legislation? What is the mandate? What are the 4 components of understanding climate change? How are the NGSS foundations affecting the AB 285 implementation, and then also recommendations? So this is something that we've been looking for a while, and we're finally getting some good information about how this needs to play out, how this needs to roll out, and what instructional materials under AB 285 is supposed to look like. So what are the requirements? Teach NGSS. That's one. That's definitely one. So how broad in scope is the mandate? It has to happen 1st through 12th grade. You'll notice it's not saying TK or KA, but it is a broad in scope 1st through 12th grade. The timeline in terms of when it's supposed to be in effect as of this year. Okay, and where's the accountability? The accountability is under the CAST and science framework. And how about interdisciplinary approaches is always a great opportunity for instruction, the use of environmental education in science classes. Okay, so first things first, What does AB 285 say? There it is. There's the actual language. Appropriate coursework, including material on the causes and effects of climate change and methods to mitigate and adapt to climate change, shall be offered to pupils as soon as possible, commencing no later than this academic year. So, a question we have been getting quite often is, are there instructional materials for climate change? The short answer, no. The short answer is no. It is built into your existing instructional materials, but you are going to have to definitely do some work to look for them to understand it. So this is one of the reasons why it's so critical that every single K-12 teacher, anybody involved with the science instruction, they need to have that grounding, that basic 101 of NGSS in order to understand how this is going to play out. Christy, you want to say anything about this?
No, just that I think it's a really good opportunity at the elementary level to begin the conversations so that our students aren't hearing this for the first time when they hit middle school and high school.
Okay. So as you know, NGSS has to really start at that kinder level, if not even at that TK level. Without that happening, then the scores on the cast will not change until we can actually start seeing instruction in science at the earliest level as possible and with consistency from year to year. So that means TK all the way up through 12th grade. Shouldn't be starting at sixth grade, should not start at seventh grade. It needs to start as early as possible. If you're feeling any kind of PTSD at this point with that particular language, feel free to contact me for any secondary, middle school, high school, and if you want elementary assistance, you can definitely contact Christy. That's there. And if we aren't available, we have partners that we can also reach out to assist you, such as our partners at the California Science Center, Natural History Museum, and so many other places that are helping us do this work. Okay. All right. So as far as for components of understanding climate change, so remember, AB 285 is really about getting students to understand what climate change is, especially in lieu of what we're experiencing right now. And again, I'm hoping that those of you who were affected are okay, you have a place to go to. And again, our hearts here at LACO reach out to all of you. But as far as the climate change, here's what it is that we have to get kids to understand: the causes of climate change, the effects, the mitigation strategies, and how do we adapt. So you can see that there's this Venn diagram that's available in front of you right now to kind of show you where all of this can come, where all of this can go, where you can start that conversation. If anybody heard the NPR story this morning, that was the same story that played out on Friday, in which we're now concerned with how kids are coping with the wildfires, and again, how they can still become stewards of the earth. It's not too late. That's the first thing that we can tell you. It's not too late to do anything right now, but we have to start for sure. So as far as how are the NGSS foundations for AB 225 implemented? Right in front of you, here's the K5 climate science expectations from the primary level, the K2, as well as the 3-5. And again, this slide deck is available to you, so you can definitely get that closer look on this. But you can see here, we've got 4 bullet points under the K2 grade band, 4 bullet points under that upper elementary, with the climate connection of building block concept that focuses on the interdependence of human and natural systems. So we really have to get kids early on understanding that we have an impact on the planet that we live on, and that they can still do something about that. For those you got the middle and high school, here's what this looks like. So these are the 6th through 12th grade climate science expectations here. So as you can see in the middle school, there's explicit climate change content. And then at high school, there's not just that explicit climate change content, but there's also the engineering solutions to monitor and reduce the negative human impact. So we are so again, it starts early on at the TKK level, and then we really get into the thick of things at that middle school and high school. But that can't happen until we have that full grounding. So this is the expectation for all of us starting this year. As far as all of this work, it really all ties into what we've been trying to help all of you understand, these California environmental principles and concepts. And you can see there are 5 principles here. Principle 1, the continuation and health of individual human lives and of human communities that depend on the health of those natural systems. Principle 2, the long-term functioning and health of all of these different ecosystems as influenced by our presence. Principle 3, natural systems proceed through cycles that humans depend upon, benefit from, and can alter. And then we got principle 4, which is really more of the science portion, which is the exchange of matter between natural systems, but also the human societies affecting the long-term functioning of both. And then principle 5 is all about the policies. So what can we do? What can we get kids to do to help make some change? Specifically, we've also got updated ed code due to SB 720 back in 2018, which again, you can see it had these 14 areas, but you can see again, climate change, environmental justice. If you are an environmental justice school, you have a perfect opportunity to bring this now to the forefront as well. Okay. And then as far as how do you implement this? So here's just a suggestion. And you can take this back to your department chair, to your grade level chair, to your principal, whoever you can get to make some kind of connection and who can have some kind of impact at the school site or district level. But you can see here, as a team, review what's being done to support science instruction at each grade band. And again, those grade bands, K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12. As a team, review the scope and sequence and the resources that's available to you. How can you adjust them? If you don't know how to do that, reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you with that. Identify gaps in resources, identify the appropriate supplemental curriculum. That's something that we've been doing this year. We offered an NGSS elementary content series. Very successful, so much fun, and we look forward to doing it again next year. And we hope that we can actually offer it twice next year instead of once. And then finally, provide professional learning for climate science and trauma-informed practices. So that is something that LACO will be doing more of as the STEM science unit is involved with our California Regional Environmental Education Community LA group. And we've been doing a lot of work around the California Environmental Literacy Initiative as well. So lots of work there. We've been offering lots of different kinds of professional development for both the elementary and the secondary. In fact, we've got some things coming up that you should probably be aware of. Next week, in fact, we would still love for you to come and join us if you can. It is free of charge. It is the Creek LA convening, and we will be focusing on creating, supporting, and sustaining community-based partnerships. This is going to be taking place at the Metropolitan Water District from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, free of charge, open to K-12 education leaders, teachers, TOSAs. The Metropolitan Water is actually going to be providing a light continental breakfast of coffee and bagels, I believe. But you will also have the opportunity to talk to all of these community-based organizations that's doing some fine work around gardening, who have resources around environmental issues and other things of that nature. So come on out and join us. Right now, we've got about 40 people joining us. So we would love to have more teachers, more teacher leaders to come and join us. Okay. So again, this is all in the flyers folder for you, free of charge, still happening, not too late to register. Okay. Um, We're also very excited because, again, doing the environmental education around the environmental education work, we are partnering with the Huntington Library as a second opportunity where we explore environmental education in terms of how the Huntington Library has done the work with climate change and other things of that nature. So this is available to you as well. You can see that it's scheduled for Wednesday, March 5th. So you got a month time to try to convince your leaders to send you again at the Huntington Library, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And so that's there for you. We also have Tree People Generation Earth, who's willing to come out to your school site, your districts, with free resources, programs, and student opportunities. You can contact Katie Mills at treepeople.org should you have any questions or really interested about having somebody come out to your school site and working with your students. We've already had two strands. We've got two strands left, so we still have openings if you're interested in joining us in the Science Lit series on student sense making in science. So strand one was all about notebooking. Strand two was about discourse, but we've got two more left. Strand three is all about using student text, followed by the last strand, beyond claims, evidence, and reasoning. And you can see here, the using student text will be happening at the LA Zoo. And then the beyond claims evidence reasoning will be at the Los Angeles County Arboretum. You can still register for both of these, or if you want to attend one of these, that's fine too. But the registration is ongoing, and you please join us. Again, we are so really excited about this series as well. This is now the fourth year that I've been doing this series, so again, it's still going, and we still have a lot of people who enjoy this, and it's 2 days of fun. You will actually learn how to use student discourse as well as notebooking, as well as these other two strands. So even if you missed out on the first two, we'll bring some those other two strands back into this one as well. Okay. I'm going to leave this one for Christy. Christy, why don't you talk about this one? And
Yeah,
let's
I
what's
am
going on
really
with this
excited.
too.
Really excited. We just got up to the date minute, literally right before this meeting, that the Getty Center is going to be able to actually generously host this workshop for free. So if you are looking for an excuse to go to the Getty and explore art and science, it's going to be a really amazing workshop. We've been working with our education department, and we have some really neat VIP experiences for you, going to see a couple of pieces that aren't even on display to the public. This is intended for our K-5, again, for our elementary folk. But if you work with anybody that is K-5, even if you're secondary, or if you're curious, what does this look like at the elementary level, so you can see how that through line goes into middle school or high school, you are more than welcome. This will be a wonderful day on Wednesday, March 19th at the Getty Center. And we just really hope that you can come. Again, no cost thanks to the Getty. So if you can't make it, please feel free to definitely publicize this for us. We would love to get a huge turnout for this event. All right. Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah. And of course, all of you have hopefully been receiving the STEM science notes. Just got launched this morning for the February edition. There's already some updates that we need to make based on some of the news and other things of that nature. But other things that are also happening, just to let you know, we've got the City of STEM coming up, and beginning on Wednesday. So those of you who are sixth grade and sixth, seventh, eighth grade, with sixth, seventh, eighth grade, we have an innovation challenge available to you through the City of STEM. And that is free of charge for any middle school students. It is a team-based approach as well. As you also know, we are also work with the LA County Science and Engineering Fair, the Science Olympiad, as well as our Girls in STEM. So we have all of those coming up. Our Girls in STEM program registration is open now. It is open to any 6th through 12th grade girls in LA County. And remember that it is still 15 girls per district or charter organization. More information is on the website. at www.engaginggirlsinstem.com. But again, registration is open. It's an opportunity for girls to meet professional female STEM ambassadors. They can explore different career options, talk to these women in terms of what got them interested, how can they prepare. But more importantly, we also have experiences and opportunities. It's scheduled for March 29th this year. It's toward the end of Women's History Month. And this will be the opening platform or the launch pad because in the month of April, sometime in April, there will also be a Girls in STEM Summit. So if you can't make the Girls in STEM event on March 29th, there is also going to be a huge, giant Girls in STEM Summit happening in April. More information to come about that as well. Okay. As always, if you are looking for professional development, especially now that we are in the winter and some of you may actually be beginning to plan what the summer might look like or even the fall, please use our catalog services and reach out to us. If you see something or you don't see something that you need, we're more than happy to work with you and try to figure out how to provide that service to you. But again, here we are at the end of this. Again, I'm Anthony Kwan, joined by Christy Pierce. Our next meeting is scheduled for May 5th, 2025. So we thank you, and we'll go ahead and stop the recording, but we'll also take this opportunity to answer any questions that you may still have as well. Okay. But all the resources are in that link. And again, feel free to contact us at any time. Thank you for your time today. Again, if you had to leave or you want to watch this again, we'll have this up on our YouTube channel very soon.
Anthony, I had a question.
Sure. Let me go ahead
Okay.
and stop the recording first.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and ask your question, Nikki.
Okay. So my question is, because I had brought this up earlier, but I really didn't reach out to you because I wasn't really sure which way to go with it. But it was along the line of having speakers come to the school, science related. Okay, and I wanted to reach out to you and ask if you could possibly help us out with this. We do have a Lego robotics team, and their theme this year is oceans. So they would like to know if you know of any oceanographers, marine biologists uh, who would like to come out and see them in action as they build and construct and go through their robotics in their teams, and just be there to answer questions or share some things with them in that setting. Do you know someone that might be or
I know lots of engineers and roboticists. I don't know of anybody who's working specifically with oceanography or hydrology or anything of that nature. I can reach out to my network and find out though. But yeah, always reach out. I have Christy's always amazed by how big my network is. But yes, I know somebody.
okay. All right, good. Then what I'll do then is if I just send it to you in the email, you send us the email from Laco. If I just go ahead and respond on that channel, that would be fine. And
Yeah, just
I'll
respond to me. Yeah, just send it to
okay,
me at Lego. That's a perfect way to contact me or Christy, and then we can go ahead and get the ground running on the stuff that you might need.
okay, all right. I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
And I'm especially thinking of our partners with the Aquarium of the Pacific, their education department. Anthony, I don't know if that's who you were thinking of, part of your big network, but the education department at Aquarium of the Pacific is also really wonderful, and they might have some direct contacts as well.
Okay, that's a good one because we do have Heal the Bay coming out for a guest speaker on Thursday. So we're just going to pick their brain. But I will definitely reach out there and see if there's anyone of interest that could come out and just share some aspects of ocean life with our kids as they build their robotics platform. So
Sure. Like I said, I can try. And I wasn't thinking of the Aquarium of the Pacific. I was actually thinking of MBARI, Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, because I actually did research out on some of their ships and actually got to play with their robots and
okay.
everything like that. So we'll see what I can do.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Sure. Hi, Alima.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You had a question?
Yes, actually, I enjoyed the session very much, and I'm glad I brought Samira, who is our IP environment teacher, and I think she's going to be leading, carrying this to our school. I'd like to know how could we get the resources for the
Which re
curriculum for K all the way, pre-K all the way to 12th grade?
what do you mean resources
You said there
for?
is material for the students, the material, the coursework, the material, the teaching it to the kids. What can we make available for the teachers?
We don't have those materials. You would have to reach out to tree people who would have some programs and resources. That's one
Uh-huh.
group that would have something for them.
Can you give us?
So if you have the resource link will have the slide deck, and then there's some other resources that are in that folder for you that you might be able to reach out to. But there aren't any real solid, big, ready-made materials for climate or anything else of that nature. Those are all built into the existing instructional materials that we have now.
All right. Very good. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Sure.
And I just put that contact for you directly in the chat for Tree People who does have free resources programs and student opportunities. So you can
Yeah.
email.
Thank you
And
so
again,
much,
if you go in
Chris.
the folder, if you go in the folder, we have some flyers and some exciting things coming up as well in terms of new releases of programs for teachers to be able to take back to the classroom, but those aren't ready yet. Okay.
I did go through the material and I saw the courses and I went through it. That was my homework today, and I'm glad we made it.
Yes, not a
Yeah.
problem. So there's
Thank you so
one
much.
that you'll want to look out for. It's from the Eclipse project.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's Eclipse. That's what it looks like. They don't have anything ready yet, but will be soon. So once that's launched, then we'll be able to make that announcement as well.
Very good. Thank you so
So
much.
just look out for it in the STEM science notes.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
welcome.
That was really helpful.
Anytime, anytime. And again, you can always reach out to us if you have any additional questions, concerns, or anything else like that. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
anytime. All right. Enjoy the rest of your week.
All right, there you go.
All right. So May 5th, you're in charge of that one.
May 5th. All right.
May 5th. So you'll probably want to take, especially if if our science leaders network is before that, you could probably use that slide deck to base it off for this one.
And yes, a webinar May 5th. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, I'll make a note of it.
And then we'll figure out what's going on with your Zoom.
I know,
don't-
because I just keep feeling like I keep asking, I just keep being like, where? I feel like it should be somewhere. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. So we'll work on it maybe tomorrow if there's time. If and is SGV, is this their first time or is this their second hub?
First time.
First time. So it's okay, and it's going to be Ginny and the same folks.
No, this one is the UCLA folks.
Oh, okay. With okay. So it's okay. Yeah. Okay. I know them.
Yeah, I was like the other people. I
Got
think
it.
I think Northridge now is only the far
Far
north Antelope Valley. I think
Got it.
everybody else is UCLA. I think.
So Zach and everybody else on
Yeah, those guys.
Okay. Got
Yep.
it. Okay.
Okay. All
All
right. I'll
right.
see you in the morning.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.